Hello there. I'm back. It is really early in the morning because that's how I roll. I've had 9 or so hours sleep. I've just been doing some chatting and catching up on some bits and pieces, including looking up. Well, no, not looking up. Well, kind of looking up. I've been reading up to an extent on the stuff that was announced at the FanFest. The mechanical stuff. I haven't watched any of the bits where I know they show off screenshots. All I have heard is that it looks a bit Viking-y. That's all I've heard about the kind of aesthetic of what we're doing and where we're going in 8.0. But I have been looking at stuff to do with the Battle Pass style system, where we're moving away from arguably one of my biggest gripes in FF14, which is this. The dailies. For a long time, it's not that I hate dailies, but it's very restricting for somebody that doesn't want to play every day or doesn't have time to play every day. Now, I do have time to play every day, but I don't have... No, if I'm being serious, I don't have time to play every day because there are other games that I want to play. There are other things that I need to do. But could I play every day? Yes, I could. But if it's just, I'm doing the same exact things every day, it's like, so changing everything to kind of a weekly thing where it's like you have a number of points that you can get for the week and you can build towards those points with a variety of content, and it's a bit like the challenge log, realistically, but rather than you have to do it every single day, you could store things up, and I much prefer that. I don't know how they're going to do it with the Beast Tribe quests, if that's going to change at all. But it would be super cool if I could just have, say I've got like a couple of hours on the weekend, if I can just splurge some progress with just some Beast Tribe quests. So I could store them up for the week, essentially. I could just do a load of them. I mean, I probably wouldn't do that many because I'd probably get bored, but you see what I mean? It's the fact that you have to do them every day, and if you don't do them every day, then you get into this thing of, well, I'm not making particularly fast progress with what little time I've got. Although, the Beast Tribe quests are generally good for that feeling of progress. So yeah, the kind of battle passy style thing, the weekly whatever, that looks cool. I like that. That's really kind of like, ooh, yes, that's cool. And then I've seen this evolved combat system thing. So they're taking... If I can press the right buttons... They're taking this and they're condensing it. Now, confession. I have been wanting this for years. To the extent... And... terms of service here, I know that there are mods that allow you to do this already, and the only reason that I haven't installed those mods is because I know I would forget to uninstall them for content. So for example, on Reaper, Slice, Waxing Slice, Infernal Slice, I would have very happily condensed all of those into one button, like in PvP, which I don't do a lot of, but I've done just enough to know that that's what they do in PvP. The only reason that I haven't used the mod that does this is because I record videos for YouTube. Do I do it often? No. But I know that I'd forget It's like, you know, using macros for mouse overs and stuff. It's like, that's really clunky compared to some of the mods that you can use for healing. Which is why I don't heal on stream. Or on video at all. Because I have to do it properly. So, and mouse over targeting in game is not great. So yeah, they're evolving the combat, but they're still giving you the option, if you've got like one of the currently 21 jobs, to do it this way as well. So they're going to have 2 different sets of abilities which you can swap between when you're out of battle, which is a really interesting way of doing it. So I thought that was quite interesting as well. Somebody has literally just told me, or I've literally just seen in the comments of my trailer reaction, that tombstones are going! Yay! No more tombstones! Thank fuck for that. Because I think they were getting a little bit daft in terms of they've got to come up with a new name for the tombstones, and a chunk of the patch notes every 3 months or 6 months or whatever it is 4 months, is related to, yes, we're changing the tombstones that you get from this to this, and it's like, yeah, I will not be sad to see tombstones go at all. So yeah, new combat system with some skill shot style stuff. Not to the extent of something like Terror, which I thought was a really good combat system. But yeah, I'm quite enthusiastic about those changes. If essentially what they've done is that they've seen how people are modding the game and decided, well, people are modding the game, so people clearly want this, and there's a lot of people doing it, so maybe we should think about doing it too, officially. That's cool in my books. So I think that's basically all that I've seen. Evolved combat system, tombstones, weeklies. There might have been other stuff as well, but I've forgotten. And we're here to MSQ, so MSQ time. So let's do some of that. In fact, let's just quickly pause. Right. Lumul. Around the city. Lumul is not yet ready to release you to the sweet meditations of manual labour. Ah yeah, the repairs. I certainly want to be put to work. If you come all the way out to visit us, you must have had more important things in mind, and you've already helped protect the city. Actually, our goal was to ascertain the present state of the mist continent. The old continent? Did you come from across the sea? Not exactly. You've actually come from Alexandria. Alexandria? Are you quite sure? Sorry, of course you're sure. Well, it would be rude of me to doubt you. It's not every day that we get visitors, let alone from a nation that up and vanished. We're not just from Alexandria, we're from an entirely different world. I know that it must come as something of a shock. But this is our first time in Trenon, and we should like to get to know the city and its people. That is why we propose lending a hand to those in need. I see. In that case, why don't you help distribute this remedy to the rest of our people? Ordinarily, everyone would have already come in for a cup, but the fiends made quite a mess this time. Might be a while before some can step away from the work. No fear, though. Even if their hands are busy, they'll be more than happy to spare a few words for fascinating folks from afar. We would appreciate that. Thank you, Lummel. You're the ones doing me a favour, honestly. Here, take this batch. Wouldn't it be cool if in real life that's how we handed things over? We just hold out a palm and things magically transfer. I'll deliver some to town hall so you can attend to areas you haven't seen yet. I was still amazed by that new emo animation that we had. Quest accepted. Lock me out melee. Then we'll see who's taken aback by the mention of Alexandria. Maybe they're all evil, because they're Lalafels. If we split up, we can spend more time speaking with the locals while ensuring everyone receives the remedy promptly. Could you each take a portion? Rest assured that I can handle pouring liquid into a cup. I too should be glad to dole out a few servings. Wonderful. Obviously, I know why they do this, because of the character heights and unique animations. Demajen, why don't you make rounds to the southern part of the city? Ra and I shall tend to the north. Let's go and acquire some insights. I do like me some insights. And it gives me the opportunity to remind myself of this rather nice location. Hello? Oh, I don't know you. Hello? Please don't be offended, but this part of the street is off limits. Not only to you, of course, it's just that there's a lot of damage, and it's dangerous for anyone to pass at the moment. In general, you should probably stay away from any of the streets that need a repair. Just a suggestion, but please do. Oh, how conscientious. They all seem hard at work, and they are all at Lalafell. Demajen tries jumping into the pit. That's nice lighting. Oh, there's fish. And they're swarming to the light. That's a nice little touch. I appreciate that. Oh, nicely done. You must be one of those visitors Lummel mentioned. Odd place to be visiting, though. Have some sleepless rhapsody. Oh, you came to deliver the remedy? Thank you kindly. I was hauling beast carcasses in for processing and copped a good dose of discharged energy from my troubles. Brought on the lemon sickness something fierce. Still, we don't go hunting outside the barrier, so we don't want to waste any part of the creatures that find their way in. Pelts that are highly charged with lightning are the most valuable, of course. Tan them with the right stuff, and you can turn them into protective clothing that keeps you from being zapped. The beasts you felled will all be put to good use. Thanks again. Nice little bit of world building there. There's quite a lot of environmental storytelling in this area. I'm assuming all these NPCs weren't here when we... You don't sound very sure. I'm sure these NPCs weren't here when we did the dungeon, but... While you're passing through, you should chuck a coin in that fountain over there. It's supposed to be good luck. There's quite a few coin-based superstitions. Comes with the territory being a trading port, I guess. Come to think of it, I wouldn't be surprised if the fountain thing was started by merchants hoping for good luck with their sales. Was that from 9? Was there a coin fountain thing in that? I should have gone and checked all this, shouldn't I? I'm sure people must get really tired of me saying, oh, I should have checked this. I can't remember this. I just don't have the memory for, well, anything, realistically. You're that mighty monster slayer I saw earlier. It is an honour. This is a female Lala, isn't it? She's just really gruff. And you bought Sleepless Rhapsody. Bless you. I'm dead on my feet after that battle. We don't usually have that many beasts breaking through at once. Practice keeps one's skills sharp though, so in a way I'm glad for it. And I learned a thing or two from watching you. I can hardly wait to get to work on my grimoire. I have a number of ideas for improved geometries. My thoughtful application of new learning is what keeps our ancestors' magic alive and flourishing. Oh, geomancer. Wait. Grimoires. That's not an FF9 thing. It's a fresh face if I ever saw one. And what's that in your hand? It is very green. Oh, don't mind if I do. Safety inspections take priority, but the battle doesn't feel over until I've had a cup of Sleepless Rhapsody. I'm proud to say that I have some small part in preparing it too. The herbs come from my very own growery. One of the greatest discoveries of our time is that seeds carried in by invaded creatures can be cultivated into remarkable plants. Plants with the potential to mitigate the lightning's effects. And with as many highs as we have this time, not to mention stomachs, it's entirely possible we'll find new varieties of herbs among our harvest. So they rip them out of the tummies. Small? Big? Small? Because, of course, it wasn't always Lalas that were here. There were bigger creatures as well. Slowly walk away from the dodo. No. We couldn't access this bit before, could we? Welcome, newcomer. This is our little patch of pasture right here. We raise birds, mostly. Give us a good supply of eggs and meat, but more importantly, their feathers make the softest pillows. Nah. Can't go through there. It's interesting that they've modelled it, though. Loop, 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 loop. I love this mount. One of the things that I actually really like about FF14 is that every time I play it and see something that I've seen dozens of times before, that just the time in between sessions tends to be enough to remind me why I like the game so much. Just it's the details rather than the overall strokes in many cases. Between the three of us, oh no, this is Cryle, not Lummel. Between the three of us, we ought to have covered every area aside from Lummel's. One of the people I spoke with asked me to pass something along to him, but he hasn't returned yet. In the meantime, shall we discuss what we've learned?
Fascinating. I appreciate your thoroughness in recounting the details.
Well, I am thorough.
I too learned much, as I helped to treat the injured's wounds. The Malala's curative magics appear identical to Spheen's. This means that either her tutor was a Malala as well, or that the art had spread all throughout the Ninth.
Though it didn't originate here.
Then there are the symbols and tomes, which are highly reminiscent of Arcanima.
Yep.
If these elements
this.
indeed originated with the arcane geometries of the South Sea Isles, as in the source, 'tis curious that they have developed in so similar a manner on this shard.
Yeah, there were the hints of that in one of the variant dungeons. The third one.
Mind you don't share that with any other graduates of the Faculty of the Arcane, lest they beat you to publication.
Did you learn aught of note, Raha?
No.
I spoke with one of Treno's storekeepers about how they obtain their supplies.
Ripping them from the guts
Though
of...
they are few and far between, other settlements yet
Oh.
exist on the Mist Continent, with a rail system facilitating the flow of goods between them.
Cool.
Unfortunately, barrier breaches trigger an emergency failsafe on the main line, so the train is presently stopped at a midway point until operations
Trains? Doom trains?
There
Oh no,
are
we've used Doom Train, haven't we?
They see only occasional use. Often, as now, Treno must make do with what is to hand.
I'm really surprised that there's anything still here. But I suppose I shouldn't be. You know, we went to the first. That still had people, albeit in a very small.
In addition to this constant state of scarcity, much of Treno's populace suffers from Levin sickness.
Well, that's not
Not to
surprising,
mention
really.
the frequent attacks on the city and the resulting casualties.
They're still surviving.
Yet everyone we've spoken with seems undaunted by these hardships. They are not only surviving, they are happy in spite of it all.
And they've got a much more kind of traditional...
Where there is life, there is hope.
That doesn't sound like Graham at all.
When one believes in a better future, a tomorrow even the slightest bit brighter than today, there is naught to be done but build it. Until, stone by stone, a city rises.
A noble
Somebody.
city with noble purpose.
Graha's own experiences. Oh no, Lummel!
Is aught the matter, Lummel?
I think I've dropped something and now I can't find it anywhere. I'm doomed.
What have you lost?
Oh, is it this by chance? While I was distributing the remedy, I was asked to pass it along to you.
Yes! That's it! Yes! I'm not doomed.
Is that a tracking device?
You've a keen eye for technology. This thing picks up on the ether of the creatures that get through the barrier.
That explains how you knew when they'd been vanquished.
Exactly. It shouldn't show anything now, but I can switch it on like so.
And suddenly, there's loads of stuff. Huh? Uh-oh. No. Uh-oh.
No, 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 she's going to kill me! Say, how'd you like to meet my sister Ayane? She's an electrope engineer, so she knows all sorts of interesting stuff.
Oh dear.
I take it she also built that device.
Uh-huh.
Oh yes, that's my sister. She's a genius. Everyone says so. And she won't kill me in front of other people. Probably. I mean, wouldn't it be interesting to watch her work? Maybe you can even help. It'd be, you know, edifying?
Yes.
Please, I beg you. Please.
Nod. Or shrug. Yeah.
I suppose that's that then.
Indeed. We... comedy. Comedy. To work. Lummel is vibrating with nervous energy. At the moment, Ayane should be waiting just past that park. Let's be off before anyone changes their mind. Ooh, she doesn't look happy. Emily's sweating rather profusely. Whenever we meet an engineer from some distant land, I can't help but wish to introduce them to our friends at the Ironworks. Such a firestorm of questions there would be.
Our visitors. Thanks for lending a hand earlier, but what brings you here? Lummel, what did you do?
You know that, advanced monster tracking, what's it? It may be a teeny tiny bit,
You broke it again? How many times must I tell you that we're running low on electrope? I'm an engineer, not a bloody miracle worker.
Nice Star Trek reference. Appreciate that.
I beg your forgiveness. I'm on my knees and everything, see?
He's very performative, isn't he? Also, that was quite an impressive flip.
And since we have guests, can't you let it slide? Just this once?
Nice try, mate. We could probably get you more electro.
Just so I wouldn't tan his hide, didn't he?
Yep.
You'd never believe he's the elder sibling. I'm so sorry.
Please, don't be. We're glad for the opportunity to meet you. And Lummel mentioned that you might have some work we could assist with.
I mean, we can get electrope. We've got tons of it in Alexandria.
There are guests, Lummel, not servants. Must we have the manners talk again?
No, please no.
Don't misunderstand. We asked to help, that we might learn what life is like in Treno. And with your expertise, we also hoped you could tell us more of how the city utilizes electrope.
If that's the way of it, then
Look at his relief.
When you spoke earlier, it sounded as if Treno had little electrope to spare. It's difficult to procure, I take it.
We never have as much as we need. And much of what we do have is repurposed. Well, you'll find me digging through the scrap heap whenever some vital device or another breaks down. Repairing that old barrier should be our highest priority. But we just don't have enough electrope on hand.
Well, this will be a great start to relationship between the two locations.
And the longer we go without access to the mine, the worse it'll get. If
Oh.
only we could scare those beasts away.
Oh, so they can get it. It's just blocked. This sounds like a job for us.
Did we not pass through a mine on the way here?
Yes, actually we did.
Just the one! Incredible!
Well, you know, we're level 100.
So, the mine is safe for mining again?
Well, I mean, probably with a guard.
Hooray!
Leave the mining to your big brother. All you have to do is fix the tracker.
All you have to do.
Yes, very well. If you go, do be careful. And once you get the machinery up and running, make sure to send some electrope over to the barrier service station.
Ah, the sensible younger sister trope.
Though we've cleared the mine, there is no telling what else waits outside the barrier. Shall I accompany you?
I'm so glad you asked. Seriously, I don't know what I'd do if I'd had to go alone.
Jesus.
As we did pass through but recently, I expect Raha can keep him safe without our help. In the meantime, shall we assist Ayane with her repair work?
Sure. We've had reasonable amounts of experience tinkering with things. They put one in mind of another pair of siblings we know, don't they? Yes, I was thinking that, to the extent that I was also wondering if they actually were voiced by the same people. I entirely forgot to ask your names. Do forgive me. I'm Cryle. This is Demajen. Yes, that's Demajen. Wave. Oh no, nod. Our company Lummel is Grahatia, our own technology enthusiast. Lovely to meet you. Feels strange putting you to work, but I'd be lying if I said I don't need the help. In the wake of an event like this, I presume a great deal of labour is required to restore everything to working order. The volume of fixes that need making is one matter, but I could handle it if it weren't for these legs of mine. The paralysis flares up at the worst times, I swear. I can manage a bit of shuffling from one station to the other on the good day, but I usually leave racing around the city to my brother. We can fix that! With him off to the mine, though, someone else needs to take care of the lightning sprites. They're drawn to the discharged ether of slain creatures. I'd offer you the detector to make tracking them down easier, but seeing as Lummel has managed to break it yet again... I do have this, though. Toss them at the sprite and you can suppress its ability to sense ether nearby. That usually gets them wandering out of the city towards more fertile ground. Let's go throw some AoE stuff at sprites. So we needn't fight them. We find it safer not to. When threatened, they'll siphon energy from the facilities we need to keep our medical services running or emit bursts that overload nearby systems. For the same reason, I recommend you stick to thoroughfares that will allow you to spot them well in advance. I'd hate for you to be injured while helping it. I think we'd probably be safe. We've killed gods. Understood. We want to split up again to cover more ground. Are we ready to go? I just have to try and get it into my head that when we are killing gods, we are limit breaking. We are breaking the limits, and that's not actually our full-time power level. I think that's the best way of kind of reconciling it in my head. Are you enjoying the flowers? What we plant doesn't always bloom, but I think lifting everyone's spirits is more than worth the effort to find the seeds that do. Nevertheless, I'm relieved these weren't trampled by the beasts. They took ages to get looking this healthy. Every time we get something like this in the game, there's always that, I'd love to see what this is like as an actual city type vibe. And I know cities in video games are always a weird scale. That was musical. No lightning sprites. Third time's the charm. I see the rogue lightning sprites. Lightning sprites, the time to test your tossing arm has arrived. Oh, we're going to minigame it. No, we're going to utilize ground targeting mode. Whoop. Anticlimactic. Woof. Off you pop. Easy work for one as talented as I. Ahem. Feels very slow. I had to test. It is faster, but it feels very slow. You're back with the many sprites. Rule of 3 applied. Just a handful on your route then. Could be worse. Still, it's important to keep the city free of them. We're much obliged. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.